Introduction to AWS Amplify GraphQL API. AWS Amplify is a development platform that helps you build secure and scalable mobile and web applications. And one of its key features is the GraphQL API. In this tutorial, we will cover the tips and best practices for working with AWS Amplify GraphQL API. Step 1: Understanding the basics. To get started with AWS Amplify GraphQL API, you need to understand the basics of GraphQL, including schemas, queries, mutations, and subscriptions. A schema defines the types of data available. Queries are used to fetch data. Mutations are used to modify data. And subscriptions are used to receive real-time updates. Step 2: Setting up the API. To set up the GraphQL API, you need to install the AWS Amplify CLI and create a new Amplify project. Then, you need to define your schema using the GraphQL schema definition language. The schema should include the types, queries, mutations, and subscriptions that you want to expose through the API. Step 3: Defining resolvers. Resolvers are functions that run on the server to fetch or modify data. When defining resolvers, you need to specify the function that will handle each query, mutation, or subscription. You can use AWS Lambda functions or other AWS services like Amazon DynamoDB to handle the resolvers. Step 4: Implementing authentication and authorization. To secure your API, you need to implement authentication and authorization. AWS Amplify provides built-in support for authentication using AWS Cognito. And you can also use IAM roles to authorize access to the API. Step 5: Testing and deployment. Before deploying your API, you need to test it thoroughly to ensure that it is working as expected. You can use tools like GraphQL Playground or AWS Amplify Mocking to test the API locally. Once you have tested the API, you can deploy it to a production environment using AWS Amplify. Best practices. When working with AWS Amplify GraphQL API, there are several best practices to keep in mind. First, you should use a clear and consistent naming convention for your schema and resolvers. Second, you should use authentication and authorization to secure your API. Third, you should use caching and batching to improve performance. Finally, you should monitor your API usage and performance using AWS CloudWatch and other tools. Conclusion. In conclusion, AWS Amplify GraphQL API is a powerful tool for building secure and scalable applications. By following the steps and best practices outlined in this tutorial, you can create a robust and performant API that meets the needs of your application. Remember to stay up to date with the latest developments in AWS Amplify and GraphQL to get the most out of your API.